North Korea's Kim Jong-un crossed into China via train, state media say. The North Korean leader is said to attend a military parade alongside Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin. How could Kim Jong-un's presence alongside Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin influence regional security dynamics in East Asia? Does this event signal a deepening of military or political coordination between China, Russia, of course, and North Korea?
The presence of Kim Jong-un is, of course, also a big, let's say, PR move on that front. Because, again, North Korea must be visibly isolated. This visible isolation is being erased by such events. And Kim Jong-un, just like Vladimir Putin, is not actually traveling anywhere, but it's very important for him to travel to China, of course. So as we see, Europe-Russia relations, Europe-North Korea relations remain in a deep freeze. And China is structurally erasing it. And of course, it is making its influence more powerful in the Asia-Pacific region and with Russia also. This is also a way to showcase that China can influence Russia. The silence on Ukraine signals this business as usual. And for this military parade and for Putin to be there, for Kim Jong-un to be there, this is also business as usual. Any joint language from Xi Jinping and Putin, Xi Jinping and Kim Jong-un is beyond symbolism. This is an announcement, let's say, of the China's power. This is the symbolism of the power that China extracts on Russia and on the region in general. And this movement is, of course, seen in Washington, definitely. And we've heard in the last meeting of President Trump with the South Korea leader, President Trump spoke about his special relations with Kim Jong-un and about the fact that, yes, he met with him personally and he doesn't see any reason why not to. Why not meet him again? And why not talk to him again? While President Trump said, as he points out, that if he didn't become the president of the United States in 2016, there would have been a war on the Korean Peninsula, and he states that he prevented a nuclear war in the Korean Peninsula, and right now, only because he spoke with Kim Jong-un. And right now, why not talk to him again? Why not meet him again? He doesn't see anything wrong with it. So Kim Jong-un's presence on the military parade, and that military parade in general, is again talking to the United States. China doesn't want Kim Jong-un talking to President Trump. China doesn't want Trump talking to Kim Jong-un. China wants to be the only power in the region. China is now, little by little, losing its influence in Latin America. We are not sure that this will happen, actually, that China will actually lose its influence in Latin America. But with American ships right now being by Venezuela, that is a real message to China, let's say, because as we know, President Trump deployed 8 military ships, 8 American military ships to the coasts, let's say, to nearby territories of Venezuela because of the Maduro regime being the head, as President Trump puts it, of the of narco cartels, of drug cartels in Latin America. And this is a war on drugs. This is a war on drug terrorism, as President Trump puts it. But it's also a message to China, because who is buying Venezuelan oil? 95% of Venezuelan oil is sold to China. And Venezuela is being so close to Russia. President Maduro, or if we are in the United States, let's say not president, but the person who is in the president's post, dictator Maduro was at a Russian military parade on May 9th in Moscow. He was present there in the Red Square. Maduro was there. So this is all it's all messaging around influence for China. It's important for the United States not to communicate with North Korea. And they don't want Trump to communicate with Kim Jong-un. For the United States, it's important for Latin American countries not to be that close to China and not to be that influenced by China. And of course, if right now there is a regime change in Venezuela, that is what the United States are hoping for, deploying all those military ships and deploying almost 5,000 military men, American military men, to the region. This is the biggest military ramp up since actually the 80s, since 1989 in that region. I mean, in the Caribbean in general, of the American troops. So this is all signaling if there is a regime change in Venezuela, of course, Venezuelan oil will be on the market again. It will not be sanctioned. So not only China will be buying it, or maybe China will not be buying it anymore, then India can buy it, then anyone else can buy it, anyone else that the United States want not to buy oil from Russia. So right now, Brazil can buy it, then Turkey can buy it, and anyone else. Coming back to your first question, it's all around those potential sanctions on countries that are buying Russian oil and Russian resources in general. If Venezuela opens up its market to the world, for that, they need a regime change. Then all those countries buying Russian oil can buy Venezuelan oil in the American backyard, controlled by the United States. So this is all messaging. And this messaging, of course, first comes from China, with Kim Jong-un being present in the parade, and the United States reciprocating with those military ships around Venezuela.